So this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to create a password protected disk image file on Mac OS. This is a great way to store your cryptocurrency private keys, your seed, your 12 word seed phrase, or your 12 or 24 word seed phrase. Those are the ones that you use for software or hardware wallets to kind of back up everything, and then in case you lose it or you format your computer, if it's a software wallet, that's a terrible way to lose your coins. I know that's happened to a lot of people. So this is just a quick tutorial on how to kind of back those things up in case something happens, and you always have access to those important files. You can also use this for government documents or work. So on Mac, it's kind of native to the operating system, which is great. And if you're interested in a Windows version, I can kind of do one if you just comment down below. So basically in Mac, you want to open the disk utility by pressing Command Space to search. Or you could find it in the applications, and I think it's in the utilities folder. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to create a file, new image, and you could create it from an old folder, but I would hope that you don't have sensitive information in just an open folder. So we're just going to do blank image, and we're going to call it whatever we want, not important stuff. And then this is the name of the actual image once it's open, so not important stuff 2. And I'm just going to make it different from the file name itself, just so you can see where the difference is. And then we're going to go to sparse disk image, not sparse bundle disk image, because that will create multiple files. And then encryption, we want 256-bit. It's slower, but like it's literally not that big of a deal. It's like a second or two just to open the file, which is better than 128 or having no encryption. Well, actually, if you don't put encryption, I don't believe it'll allow you to put a password anyways. So we're going to type in blah as the password. I recommend you put a strong password that no one knows, obviously. And then click choose. And we don't want a partition map because we don't need it. So one thing that we want to, what we did here when we put a sparse disk image, that allows us to create a large file size, so you can put more stuff in it, but it doesn't start off at that size. So I'm going to put in 1000 megabytes, which is a little bit shy of a gigabyte, but on Mac OS I believe it reads it as 1000 megabytes and not 1024, but that's a different story. Anyways, basically just put the size of what you want to be able to store in the long term in this folder. And then it doesn't actually start off at that size. It only grows once you start putting stuff in it. So once you've done that, you put the sparse disk image, you put no partition map, you put a high encryption level, and you left the format as Mac OS extended journaled. We're going to click save, and we put in the password. It's going to be on the desktop. Now it says, you can see two files here, right? Here is the actual file itself, the one that we said in the top, not important stuff. And then the disk image itself, once it's open, it'll display the title of the disk image. That was the second one that we put the 2 in. So you could rename that whatever you want. Now, it might be confusing to some people that don't know what disk images are, but for Mac, you download a lot of applications in compressed disk images, and then when they open up, you're supposed to drag them to the applications folder. This is exactly the same thing. So this file that's clicked on here, when you double click it, it'll just show you an open, there's nothing inside. So this is our little folder that's encrypted and has what we want in there. So if I open TextEdit, for instance, I want to create, this is my Bitcoin wallet. And let's pretend this is my Bitcoin address. Obviously, it's not because I'm just typing it out, but regardless. you want to save it. You're going to save it just like you save any normal file. But instead of saving it in your documents or your desktop, you're going to save it in the one that we said not important stuff to. And we're going to save it there. And this doesn't only apply for Bitcoin wallet or keys or whatever. You can put whatever you want in there. If you have, sensitive pictures or whatever, as long as you save them in this one here, the one that kind of looks like it's a CD drive. And then we'll close this application. And if you eject it here on the devices, or you could just click on here and drag it to the trash can, and the trash can turns into an eject arrow. Or you could just click on it and then press Command E on your keyboard, and it'll close it, and it's gone. So now that file that I just created about my Bitcoin wallet is inside this file here. But to get to it, I have to open it and then type in the password. So it's blah, blah, like we typed it in. And then now you can access that file again. So a cool way to do this would be having this encrypted file, and then once you've done your changes to it, like you want to put your, let's say I have a file here, and I drag it and I put it in there. Once I'm done, I would eject it again. Now I'm done. And then you can have this living on your own personal cloud, or if you're comfortable, something like box.net or Dropbox or whatever, so it syncs across all your Macs. And then let's say if you lose your laptop, or if it's stolen, or it's broken or whatever, you still have that file that has all your important documents and whatnot. So I hope this tutorial has been insightful, a little helpful. If you don't know, if it's confusing, I know sometimes I ramble on. Just hit me up in the comments section and I'll try to help you out. And if you want to see a Windows version of this, please also let me know in the comments and I'll try to make a video of that. Thanks for watching.